Do. All right. Well, I'm using this fucking shitty mic for a second. Hang tight. I'm trying to get my fucking mic working here. Hey, there we go. All right. Sorry if that popped in your ears. I think we're good now. Looks like we're good. Well, just the old turn it off and turn it back on again trick usually works. How's everybody doing? Hello, my fellow disruptors. It's good to be back. It's been had to take last week off, and yeah, good to be back though. Had a good time at the Junos. That's why I couldn't do a live stream last week. I had everything set up in my hotel room to do a live stream, but yeah, as usual with live event production, sometimes shit hits the fan. So we had to stay late last Thursday night, and I just couldn't do it. But yeah, very glad to be back. Glad to be just back on my regular schedule. The last year since I got out of doing production, it's been very nice to have a schedule, and I just absolutely didn't have that last week. So yeah, super fun to be back and just back to a normal life outside of production work. It's good to see you, Troy. It's good to see you, Brooksy. Thanks for giving me a hard time about my technical difficulties there. Well deserved. Well deserved. I don't know what the fuck happened, man. I tested it like right before I went hit the live button and everything was working, and then it just stops working. It's really weird working with all this like computer based stuff. It's like way different than like a soundboard. There's way more shit that can go wrong. So yeah, I got a lot of fun stuff lined up. We got some fun music news. So let's just get into it. Let's see if my browser's working here. It looks like it is. So we got Montreal Drake fan seeks class action lawsuit. Now this one was all about, I guess, like a lack of transparency on the ticket sales. So what happened was Ticketmaster does their usual, these block of tickets are on sale, and then they'll put them on sale and see what they get for them, and then they'll get the next batch out. So I guess this fan got a little upset that the tickets cost $789 each, and were located in the nosebleeds section. And then the day after he purchased the tickets, they put on a second date. So the I guess the um, supply was a little falsified. So they were paying like premium ticket prices for what was supposed to be a close to a sold out show, and then they just threw in a second show. So there's a class action lawsuit going on that. It'd be interesting to see what happens. This is the first one that I've covered that is Canadian based, which is kind of fun because I'm Canadian. So it's interesting stuff. Um, yeah, really not sure where this will go. Like, I don't think they'll be successful in it. I don't think there's any like laws against adding more shows or selling more tickets or anything like that. So we'll see though. Now this here, this was probably one of my funniest things that I've saw like all year. And this started like months and months ago. I guess police raided Afroman's house, and then Afroman uh, wrote a song about the raid, and then used his home security cameras to like make a music video. Um, it t- Go watch the music video of Afroman. I think, what was the song called here? Um, Will You Help Me Repair My Door by Afroman. Um, so funny. It's just like The police barged into his house, broke his front gate, broke his door, like tore his CD collection apart, was looking through all of his suit pockets, and like all of all of the security footage was just the cops just fumbling around, absolutely fucking everything up. And the song's hilarious, man. It's just great. So now the police are suing Afroman for emotional distress after the video premiered of this botched raid. I the the balls on the police to like not only like falsely go into someone's home and not find anything, um, cause a bunch of damage, and then sue the person that they like fucked up their house is a yeah, that's a pretty ballsy thing to do. Pretty pretty ballsy. Emotional damage. That's right, man. The I don't typical cops. Yeah. It's I don't know. That this music video though brought me so much joy. You have to go watch it. I mean, I can't put it on now because I don't want my live stream to be taken down again for copyright. But at some point, go watch Afroman. Will you help me repair my door? So I'll keep updated on this because this is just fun and interesting. And then so last week, oh, pardon me. Let me get back here. So last week I went out to the Juno Awards, and as part of the Juno Awards, there's all sorts of these like satellite events, say, around the Juno Awards. There's like all sorts of like artist showcases and just fun events. And one of my favorite events is called the Juno Cup, and typically what the Juno Cup is, it's all ex NHL alumni playing against a bunch of musicians. So Jim Cuddy from Blue Rodeo is one of the main musicians on the team for the Rock Stars, and it's just a fun game. They do lots of little like comedy things throughout it. It's also has a like live commentary in the arena, which is really cool, which is usually just get on TV or something. So that's usually done by a comedian or something. But the rock stars actually won this year, which is pretty crazy. They get their asses handed to them because they're playing against NHL veterans. And like this year was supposed to be like a kind of big year because a lot of the NHL alumni, they've like only been out of the league for maybe like 3 years. So it was a really young team, a fast team, and people that like, aren't too rusty. So yeah, the Rock Stars won 4-3 against the Edmonton Oilers. And the embarrassment, Troy, they were all retired Edmonton Oilers. So since we were in Edmonton, it was all Edmonton Oilers. So basically whatever the host city is, that's the team that they would pick from. Now, while I was in Edmonton too, I don't follow NHL hockey. I'll watch the World Juniors. I watch it every year. I watch as many games as I can, not just Team Canada, but I watch it all. It's really, really good hockey. I really enjoy it. I find NHL just, especially in the regular season, like someone will get up like 3-0, and then everyone just, kind of coasts the rest of the game. So it's not too fun to watch. But one of my local suppliers out in Edmonton was like huge hockey fan, and like he was busting my chops all day long because Edmonton was in Toronto playing, And he who's like all day he was just like, oh yeah, we're gonna kick your ass. And I was just like, you know what, man, like I don't really have any stake in this at all. And so I took them out for some beer after work, and the game was on, and the Leafs actually like were kicking their ass. So it was really funny to like watch this dude like eat his words, and just Edmonton losing to the Leafs is quite an embarrassment. And then for the Edmonton Oiler veterans to lose to a bunch of musicians is an even bigger embarrassment. So Mike Bradford, suck it, bud. All right. So The Cure is out on tour again. They've started selling tickets for their upcoming shows. And Robert Smith actually went up to bat and kind of called out Ticketmaster for all the fees. Where is it here? Yeah, right here. So they were trying to keep the tickets really, really low. Now, usually what happens when the prices are really, really low, the scalpers and ticket bots just go to town on them and buy up as many tickets as they can, and then jack up the prices. Um, that didn't seem to happen. I haven't heard anything about that. But as you can see here, so like 4 tickets at $20 a piece, amazing price. So like that's really cool. They set the price that low, and then you get into the service fees here, 11.65, and the facility charge $10. So that comes out to 21.65 um, for service fees and facility charges, which is more than the price of the ticket. Um, so a lot of people were upset about that. Yeah, right, Troy? Like $20 is cheaper than a movie. And, the production and the cost is way higher to do a show. So it's really amazing that they, you know, they did have the prices that low. Now, like, so what I wanted to chat about with this is the facility charge. Um, Ticketmaster has kind of made their whole company off of kind of being that face of ticket sales, and anything that bad that happens in ticket sales kind of gets projected onto Ticketmaster. Now the with a facility charge, that means it's the venue charge, the like where the event is being hosted. That money is going to the venue for a venue rent. Now my problem with this is it's like when you go to click on a ticket, it's you go to buy it, and then the price just like goes up. It's really weird, and it doesn't have to be like that. The artist knows what the facility charge is, the promoter knows what the facility charge is. So to kind of like just add that in as an extra charge, like it should have been in the ticket price. Like $30 could have been a good ticket price, but it's a little false. It's a little weird. And I really think that promoters, venues, and artists really have to start educating people about like where these fees are coming from and why they're there. Like obviously a venue has to make money. They have to keep the lights on. They typically they have to supply a lot of the audio gear, the video gear, the lighting, transparency. Exactly, Brooksy. So it makes sense that a venue is going to charge money for bands to be in there. Now, it should be in the ticket cost, not like an additional thing at the very end of the transaction. It's just, like, sure, keep it there as a line item, but show it right away. It doesn't have to be at the very end, after you've spent hours trying to get a ticket, waiting on pre-sales, and then it's just, oh, by the way, your ticket's now double. It's kind of shady. It's kind of shitty. But that's why you see these facility charges. They're a necessary thing, but one, they're known costs between the promoter and the artist prior to putting the show on sale. It's all part of the contract. So, to just hide it till the end is kind of shady. But Robert Smith kind of went to bat and got his fans partial refunds. So a lot of fans got emails like this one. It said, for your recent order, for the Cure, you will receive a partial refund of $5 per ticket. This is all thanks to Robert Smith. No action is needed on your part. Your tickets are still valid and your seats have not changed. You will automatically receive this partial refund, which is already in progress. It's common for this to take 7 to 10 business days to show up in your bank account. And then day trader Wayne here says, I will use this partial refund to buy a partial beer at the event. Thank you, Robert Smith, The Cure. So it's a really funny tweet. I don't know who day trader Wayne is, but that's funny as hell. Less than processing fee. Yes. Oh, the refund is less than the processing fee. Yeah. Yeah, and the processing fee, like, I don't know why it's that high. Like, this is just like literally Ticketmaster making money for nothing. Like, I'm pretty like I don't know the exact charges on certain cards, but I'm fairly certain like the most I think I want to say is Amex, and I think that's like maybe 3 something. So Ticketmaster is just making money for doing absolutely jack shit right there, which is pretty fucking ridiculous if you ask me. And then we got this. We got Nickelback inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame, which is huge, man. Nickelback is I don't want to say young band, but like I think can't remember who won the last couple of years because I wasn't really involved in the year before last. But like I think the last one I remember was Burton Cummings, who is much older than Nickelback. So this is a huge honor for Nickelback to be inducted into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame. And say what you will about them. They're they're fucking popular, man. I'm not a fan myself. I don't like the, I guess, bro rocky genre. But they sound good. They're very, very polished live. Burton Cummings is a douche. I never found that. I don't know. He was a nice dude. He has a nice mustache. I like him. I've only met him once, but he was nice to me. So Nick, and then one of the funny things I saw about Nickelback was their oh, what's going on here? No, I don't want to subscribe to you. Can I just close this thing? Can I refresh it? Here we go. So in Nickelback's early days, Chad used to do a lot of his own radio promo, I guess. So in an interview with, I think, Bro Bible on a what podcast was this? Bussin' with the Boys podcast. He admitted to he'd call up a radio station and try to get some spots on the radio. And then, if they weren't interested or in the new song or whatever, he would say, all right, well, do you want the data from all the other radio stations? So he would get the data from the other radio stations, but and this is before, I guess, the days of Photoshop or whatever. Photoshop was around back then, but not everybody used it. So he would cut out the like his song on like the chart line, and like physically like paste it up higher, and then take the other one and like move everything down, and then he would fax that into the radio station. So like it was always looking like he was charting higher than he was. So all the radio stations would play his shit, and like that's why he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame right now. He's a fucking hustler, man, and he like again like don't care about their music too much personally, but as far as a live show goes, very well polished. They play their instruments very well. They're always at the top of their game. They have a high production value, and not only that, but meet and greets. They're always meeting their fans. They're always taking photos with their fans. They work really hard all the time, not just show up, do the gig, go home. They're always working. They're always you know making their fans feel like part of the experience, which is something you have to do as an artist, and Nickelback does that really, really well. Troy is saying, for me, Nickelback is kind of, it's not the band, it's their fans thing. I know they have talent, but I just can't stand their music culture. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, it's just, it's music for the masses, and oftentimes I don't really care for that kind of thing. It's just not my thing at all. Um, I like things that have a little bit more artistic appeal, and more creative songwriting, I guess. You know, that's why I don't listen to a lot of like country pop music. I love country music, like a Coulter Wall, Towns Van Sant, those like really awesome songwriters. But if you're just singing a song about Chevrolet trucks and old country roads, not so much for me. Brooksy, they're great at it. They just suck. Yeah, it's like everyone loves to hate Nickelback, but you can't overlook their hard work and what they've done. It's just the music industry, man. That's like, it's just like the music industry is just like a marketing tool, and bands like this, Nickelback, they cash in on that, and they do it really fucking well. So, all right. So I'm going to go back here. That is all of my music news. Actually, you know what? I want to do one more thing here. One more thing I want to talk about. I forgot to do this though. Here's another. It's not their band, it's their fans. ICP. Um, yeah. I love Insane Clown Posse and all of their fans. I love everything about them. They're I can't say enough good things about Insane Clown Posse, man. It's like it's so good. They like they're man, there's I watched this documentary on like the Juggalo culture, and it was so good. It was just so damn good. That like I love that they spray Fago on their fans, and like just like in like Evil Dead the musical, they have like a splatter row. Like the places the ICP plays has like a Fago rose where they like will like line plastic on everything. And so they just like spray fago. Like you can't beat that production quality, man. So this is huge in the news right now, and it's really, really going to affect the music industry, especially the discovery part of the music industry. Um, there's acts right now that get discovered from TikTok. They what's his name? Runaway to Mars. That song that I'm sure you've heard. What if I run away to Mars? Everyone's heard that song. It's everywhere. It's on all rock and roll radio, and that was discovered on TikTok. Um, Lots of other creators are coming off from TikTok, and just social media in general. Now in the U.S., it's getting pretty ugly. It's and by ugly, I just mean it's a nonpartisan issue. Both sides of the government are totally on this, um, and they want TikTok gone, and like TikTok's not doing anything that any other social media company uh, is doing. They're they use customer data to sell you stuff. That's pretty much the bottom line. It's like you're a commodity. Your viewership is a commodity because every time you're on there, people are trying to sell you something, and it's the way it works. Here's the thing: TikTok is banned from government devices. I have my work phone and my personal phone. If someone brings their personal phone to work and are using the network, all other devices on the same network are compromised. Yeah, and like that's the same with everything though, I think. Like cuz like when you go somewhere and you're like using your work computer, if you're not using like a VPN, like any network you're on can like breach that. It's like I don't think that's any different from anything else. And like I think Facebook too, like is it's really weird how Facebook works because like I will not even be on my phone. I'll have a conversation about like a very specific thing, and then that specific thing will be on my ads. And like when I say specific thing, like me and my buddies were talking about like a pair of boots, and like you know I'm not like I don't search for fashion. I don't search for boots. Like I buy boots like maybe once every like 5 years when my Blundstones like don't like hold themselves together anymore. So to get like that kind of advertising, but like literally the day after, you know, there's an ad for like the specific boot we were talking about, not just any boots, or like ads for like a bunch of boots, the specific boot. And like and like when I say specific boot, it's like it was a cowboy boot, work boot. you know Never searched for that my entire life. you know I don't even remember the last time I bought a pair of work boots because I have Blundstones and I probably had them for over 6 years. But the day after we talked about this, it's popping up on my phone. And so I don't know, man. It's like privacy isn't really a thing anymore when it comes to that. Like if you have these social media apps on your phone, uh they you're gonna they're gonna listen in. They're gonna do all sorts of shit. And like I don't even think it's like these social media apps. Like when like I'm sure like with like either Apple or like Samsung, like the two majors, like all of their apps on their phone, like the camera app and like all that stuff. There's like privacy policies for all of that. And it's no different than any of these social media platforms, right? Even though you're paying for your phone and you're paying for these apps, like you're still a commodity in their eyes. TikTok can access information from other devices on the same network. It's pretty unique for policy terms. Also, their keystroke monitoring policy. Aiden Fountain, what's up? Good to see you. Aiden says she gets ads for things the kids talk about at work because your phone is with. Yeah, that's hilarious. Just getting like ads for like Wiggles tour tickets and stuff like that. TikTok is the only one that has a policy that lets them track face and other biometric data, including audio. Yeah, I know that. And I kind of like that about TikTok, to be honest. Um, it's I don't feel like TikTok curates the For You page based on your interest, and like right now, because it's a newer platform, they're not advertising as much, but the the way that the For You page works and their algorithm for promoting content that's um, like user generated for interest, it's like on par, I'd say, with Spotify. It's so good. Like I'll this the TikTok algorithm, it just like nails the content that I want to watch every time I log on to that app. It's when I go on the For You page, it's content that I want to see, content that I've liked, content that I've subscribed to, commented on. It's really great. I really love it. And they like I've seen the documentary where they use like the eye tracking, so they like when you're watching, and if it's something you're not interested in, your eyes will kind of maybe wander around. They track that shit, and they'll be like, oh, even though he didn't like or comment on this, I know he doesn't like that, and like it's pretty fucking cool. Hook me up to that kind of shit, because if like when I'm on an app for entertainment, I want to be entertained. I'd like when I go on Facebook now, Instagram, all it is fucking advertisements, man. I'll see maybe like two of my friends' posts, and then it's a fucking advertisement for some bullshit. Does make it more curated, but also bad for feedback loops and privacy, obviously, when there's a data bank of all the recordings. Yeah, the feedback loops is like a thing for sure. You know, but I don't know, man. It's not like I'm not on TikTok to be like bipartisan. Like I don't need like I get my news elsewhere. Like I'll go to like like I can't think of anywhere where like you don't get into a feedback loop. Like like I'm pretty good at like search engines, so I can find a lot of things. And like when I'm looking, I'll never just Google something that I'm researching. Like if especially if it's news, like I'll Google like specific news that I trust, or that is like a little bit vetted, or a little bit more bipartisan. Um, but like yeah, as far as entertainment goes, all that's on my TikTok is like music shit and like entertainment, movies, news, comedy, that kind of stuff. So I'm not like too worried about feedback loops. But you're absolutely right, man. Like people get into these like feedback loops of like just one type of news that's very um, swayed. Ralphie, thanks for coming in, man. Love you, Brooks. Talk soon, buddy. YouTube is a good one for algorithm. It tries to break feedback loops by suggesting relevant adjacent things. Yeah, I like YouTube too. YouTube, and I'm going to transition out of here. Give me a second. I'm just on my little. Now I'm big. So yeah, YouTube's really good. I love Spotify. I also love TikTok for like suggested content. Nothing beats them. But anyways, my fear with this TikTok thing, it's like, like it's I want something run by another country. I don't want just Meta to control all of my social media. I don't care if someone's spying on me. I really don't. Whatever. Like I know what I'm signing up for, and it's I'm fine with it. But like, sure, regulate it, but like use the same regulations for like all of them across the board. You know, like they're like I saw the fucking uh part of the the hearing, I guess. Um and like the one senator was like, how many kids have to die because of your app? And he was talking about like teens like committing suicide because of like, or like trend videos, like like the eating Tide Pod challenge or whatever. And they're like, it's like this shit that's on like every social media platform, and then it's like they're just trying to make TikTok the bad guy because they're it's a Chinese company. you know um US, Canada, China relations have never really been good. So that's a threat to them. And we have, we have free trade. We're supposed to be able to like have these things, have different countries have products to sell to other countries, and this is a huge breach of that like free trade with all the lobbying that's going on with like Meta and Google and all these other lobbyist groups that are trying to out TikTok for being the best new social media platform. Yeah, Troy, you're absolutely right. Data is power. Like everything is marketing, and you know if you have that information, you're gonna make billions of dollars. So it's I think that's why they're really honing in on reducing leaked government information. Yeah, like I don't know. Can you send me a link to that article about, or some article about this, the um, the breaches on like other devices on the network, so I can pull that up and we can go through it. I'd like to go through that because that's pretty interesting. Because that is a pretty big breach. But anyways, so the effect that the thing about TikTok now is it's not based on advertisements and like pay to play, pay to win. It's all about people's interest. And that For You page is golden for just getting content in front of people that are going to like it. Not just like getting it out to millions and millions of people and hoping parts of them like it. So like that's why you're seeing all these people blow up, and they're blowing up organically from people who want to see them, which is so cool. It's something we haven't seen in the longest time, really. Like even on YouTube, like there's a lot of parameters that kind of block you from kind of accessing uh, certain things, like the amount that you post on YouTube. Like if I took a break for like a month and then came back on, they would like lower my uh, the amount of suggestions that they would put me on. There's a lot of things like that on YouTube, um, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram just came out with a bunch of new rules on like how their creators kind of get out there, and like the Instagram wants you to post like 3 times a day now. They want you to do not only post 3 times a day, but like do like lives and reels and like all this shit. It's fucking crazy what they expect people to do just to like get what they're promoting out there. I'm just going to go over here. I want to check my... yeah, so that's all I have on music news. I'm going to cut this short. I'm going to end this about now-ish because my tummy's not feeling the greatest. And I got to fucking take care of it, you know. I'm just going to check my Facebook here, see if Troy messaged me the thing. Oh, he didn't. Come on, Troy, message me the thing. I'm going to search for it. TikTok. What should I write? TikTok network breach. No, this is just a bunch of... what should I type? Troy, what should I type here, man? TikTok can view TikTok access local area network. Just seeing a bunch of... I'm just seeing a bunch of message boards on it. I'm not seeing any like articles or anything. I don't want to go through a message board. Here we go. All right, let's go over to here, meow. And let's type Control F network. All right, so it says our researchers examined that information is actually sent across the network from the Android TikTok app. We found that it is consistent with their privacy policy and their permissions requested. Our researchers found the following information was being sent: geodata, longitude, latitude, and time zone, device information, Android ID, IMEI, address book access, device carrier region, device type, device OS version, device language, device connection type, and mobile network code. Content, privacy, controls. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on that. Maybe this isn't the one. Maybe I'll go TikTok brackets local area network. Maybe news. Take this off. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on this. Maybe this one, security fears. Um, no, this is just going on a bit of VPN being used to access TikTok once they block it, geo block it in the US or Canada. Hmm. But yeah, like I said, like I really think that like TikTok is, one of the last bastions of discoverability for artists. If it got banned, we'd be back to, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube for this. And like any artist knows that like it's impossible to get any kind of recognition on Facebook or Instagram without paying for sponsored ads. Um, and paying money is just something a band can't afford. They don't make money, they can't spend money unless they have, you know backing of a label or whatever, and these people pay for ads all the time. So that'll be if this does go through, um it'll be pretty devastating to the emerging artists. Okay, well, I had to cut this short tonight. But at 10 o'clock, I'm going to put the link up now. Click on this link and just hang out there. Put it on a in the background. Do whatever, and help me out by going to this link. I'm going to pin it to the top. That link is pinned. That is the live premiere. Really cool episode. I actually got to chat with my old boss, Sean Richards. He was the director of production for Lighthouse Immersive. So under Sean, I was part of opening up 22 venues across the U.S. In the middle of a pandemic. So it was really cool to hear him um, talk about that from his perspective. Uh, I've worked with Sean on a handful of other projects before, both in other different departments. I've done some design work for him in the past, and he's a great dude. He's also a producer, an artist himself. His son is an artist, so he was just a cool hang. I like him a lot. He was a great boss, and it was really awesome to hear him chat about what he's done, because he's really done some amazing things. Taking a company like Lighthouse Immersive from basically they were just like a theater promotions company um, before all of this, and then now it's like this like national brand, with Disney partnerships. And I know the being the director of production isn't really all that. Like there's a whole team of people who put this together, but the backbone really is the people who put it together and make it a reality. And Sean was definitely instrumental in that. So it was really cool to chat with him all about it. So yeah, link pinned up at the top of the chat. Go please watch that. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll definitely be back next week. I'm stoked to be home, stoked to be back working on this. I guess I'll give a little update on my not for profit before I go. I have my initial board of directors together now. So I've sent out the non disclosure agreements, and we're going to be registering it, hopefully by the end of the month. And we'll have our first official meeting as a newly formed board. So that's really exciting. And the funny part of it is uh, all of the members except me are named Jessica. So that's really hilarious. I have another like So that's my initial board. Like it will grow to more members, but I just needed like 3 people to register the not for profit. So I'm talking to a bunch of other people. And when I talk to them now, I'm telling them they have to change their name to Jessica if they want to be on the board. So it's really funny. I have 3 Jessicas and me. So we're gonna start this thing. We're gonna get it going. I really can't wait to get the ball rolling on it. Um, and then once it's registered, I'll be able to maybe chat a little bit more. I don't know if I'll be able to get into the tech part of it, but once these things are developed, I'll definitely be able to talk about them, and they're super exciting. Thanks so much, Aiden. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all your support. I appreciate you coming to watch these dumb live streams and watching my podcast. So yeah, thanks for watching. The link at the top will be on at 10 p.m. I'll be live chatting on there, probably from my bed, because I'm a tired, sick boy. All right. Have a great week, everyone. I'll see you next week.